All right. So red wave is trending on Twitter because Trump had a tweet where he essentially said, don't bother trying to work on immigration reform until the red wave after the elections. I think it's funny because the reason it's trending is Democrats are mocking it. I went ahead and posted this. Now I'm gonna go ahead and move the camera real quick so that nobody can say I'm not showing the other side of the Nazi. This is the county level results of the 2016 election. First of all, Democrats were cocky going into this election. They thought that Trump was not only going to lose, but he was going to lose by a landslide. I mean, I don't need to go into that too much. I mean, hundreds of YouTubers have done hundreds of videos on the stupidity of the Democrat. But what I wanted to point out was this is how it started for you guys last time. You mocked it. You thought if you made fun of it enough that it would just go away and that it wouldn't happen. And then this happened. This is what happened. So they're going to mock the red wave because you guys think that you've just controlled this narrative. You think that you've got the Republicans by the balls with the fucking kids in cages bullshit. And guess what? You don't. 54% of Americans think that the illegal immigrants that are bringing these children over are to blame, not the government. Right? And the same 54% of Americans, again, believe that Trump is right, that this place should not be a migrant city or a migrant country or a refugee camp. They agree with the president. You aren't out of touch with reality. You people are so delusional with your hate. You're so delusional that instead of debating, not one of you, I don't see any of you liberals debating on what should be done, how it should be handled, where we can find common ground to get these issues resolved. I just see a bunch of idiots, a bunch of morons out there autistically screeching about how these are Trump concentration camps. Which, by the way, if Trump built some concentration camps, they'd be the best, believe me. But that's all you. I just literally had one guy try to explain to me how this is pretty similar to what the Nazis did to the Jews. And it's not. It's fundamentally not at all. He's like, well, they rounded them up, and the mental gymnastics, I mean, his fucking brain must have been frying as he did this, because the easiest way to explain that and brush it to the side, first of all, is to just be like, it's not. It's just not. First of all, we're not Nazi Germany. You're very well aware of this, as am I. But let's take your comment at face value, and it just falls flat on its face. Jews in Germany were not illegal citizens. They were legal German citizens. They owned businesses. They voted. They took part in Germany's democracy. The Jews that were expelled from their countries were citizens of their respective countries. The people that we're dealing with aren't citizens of the United States and are not entitled to any rights under the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights. They're not guaranteed any of those. So they are rounded up, yes, and deported. Where do you think they're deported to? Do you think they're deported to gas chambers secretly hidden throughout Mexico? Like or are we secretly taking them back to U.S. military bases, to underground bunkers where we have a nice Trump branded crematorium and gas chamber? It makes no sense. Here's the real thing. Liberals want these immigrants. They need new voters. Americans aren't falling for it anymore. It's the same thing over in Europe, and that's what the Europeans are realizing. I was watching a video by Count Dankula where he was talking about what the Swedes are, or not the Swedes, I'm sorry, what the Scots are doing. Trying to figure out how they can incentivize more migrants to come there, because if they incentivize them, guess what? They're going to vote for them. Democrats are doing, well, if we look like we're the ones fighting for these people when they inevitably become citizens and we inevitably get them the right to vote, then they're going to vote Democrat, and we're never going to lose again. And the Republicans know this. The American people know this. We are not as stupid as you think. You progressive lot, you social justice warrior cucks, soy boys, feminists, whatever. It's not going to happen anymore. America's not buying the bullshit. And you can try to import new people to shovel the bullshit down their throat, but it's not gonna work. We're not standing for it. And the vast majority of Americans, I talk to them, and half of them will openly tell me, like, I don't like what Donald Trump says. I don't like his tweets. But the people on the left are psychopaths. They're insane. I literally can't vote for them because in their eyes, I'm a Nazi. Things that concern me, things that concern my family, I get called a Nazi or a racist or a bigot. The problem is you aren't speaking to the voters. You're letting us speak to them. That's great for me. Don't get it twisted. I'm perfectly happy to espouse my views in a coherent manner on how I want issues to be fixed, because I spend time thinking about this thing. I don't just label people on the other side of me. Sure, do I think you guys are commies? Absolutely. But I tell you why I think you're commies. I give you a reason. I don't just go, I'm not like half of you that get caught up on camera. Oh, Trump's a Nazi? Why is he a Nazi? And you're like, he said all Mexicans are rapists. Oh, he's such a Nazi. Fuck off. Y'all are the speech police. You're the thought police. Anything that not to mention that your ideologies are all rooted in cultural Marxism. But let's not get off track here. The red wave is going to happen again, and Democrats should be scared, unless very quickly you get a coherent message out to the people and let the people judge it on its merits. You're going to lose again. You guys have nothing. You don't have... Even liberal newspapers are sitting there saying the Democrats have nobody to run. Nobody that they feel is good enough to run against the conservative candidates. You're going to lose. And by acting the way you are, by mocking the red wave on Twitter, you're going to lose, and it's going to be funny again. The memes will flow forth. You will be ridiculed by most of the world. And it's not even just America that your ideas are losing in. You're losing in the United Kingdom. You're losing in Italy. You're losing in France. You're losing all across the European Union. I don't know what I'm talking about. The EU is dissolving. These people... Germany, the AfD, is becoming so popular. The United Kingdom, 3 YouTubers managed in a matter of hours to get 10,000 new signups. And I'm sure it's much more now, but 10,000 fresh signups to the United Kingdom's Independence Party, UKIP. The marches were astronomical in the streets for Tommy Robinson. Your narrative is failing. Stop trying the old leftist tactic of ridiculing your opponent as if they're somehow fringe and that their ideas aren't shared by lots of people, because it's not working. You can't just push every conservative, every libertarian as that person's fringe. They have far-right ideas because they don't agree with our immigration policy. They're far-right. No, yeah, you're right. Oh, we should have open borders. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I don't agree with that. I think we should have... Even lots of people that I've seen that say they don't even agree with building the wall, the second they step up and say, no, I do think that we should be deporting illegal immigrants. I think that the vast majority of Americans want less legal immigration, and I think we should respect that. And immediately, that's a far-right ideology. You're far-right. Nothing else that you believe in matters. None of it. And you're far-right. Thank you for the new voters, guys. Hats off to you.